Hello, welcome back. Today is day 9 of Read the Bible in 1 Year. Today we continue in Job, and we're still hearing the back and forth between Job's friends and him about they came to comfort him in his loss of his family, and they have just torn him up. All right, here we go. We'll be reading chapters 21 through 23. But Job answered and said, Hear diligently my speech, and let this be your consolations. Suffer me that I may speak, and after that I have spoken, mock on. As for me, it is my complaint to man. And if it were so, why should not my spirit be troubled? Mark me, and be astonished, and lay your hand upon my mouth. Even when I remember, I am afraid, and trembling taketh hold of my flesh. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established in their sight, with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of God upon them. Their bull gendereth, and faileth not. Their cow calveth, and casteth not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and the harp, and they rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto God, Depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty, that we may serve him? And what profit shall we have if we pray unto him? Lo, their good is not in their hand, and the counsel of the wicked is far from me. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft cometh their destruction upon them? God distributeth sorrow in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. God layeth upon his iniquity for his children, and he rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure hath he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? Shall any teach God knowledge, seeing he judgeth those on high? One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worms shall cover them. Behold, I know your thoughts, and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. For ye say, Where is the house of the prince? And where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens? That the wicked are reserved of the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth in the day of wrath. Who shall declare his way of the face, and who shall repay him what he hath done? Ye shall be brought to the grave, and shall remain in the tomb. The clods of the valley shall be sweet unto him, and every man shall draw after him, that there is an innumerable before him. And then comfort ye me in vain, seeing in your answers that remaineth falsehood. Job chapter 22. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, Can a man be profitable unto God, as he that is wise may be profitable unto himself? Is it any pleasure of the Almighty that thou art righteous? Or is it gain to him that thou speakest thy ways perfect? Will he reprove thee for fear of thee, and will he enter with thee into judgment? Is it not thy great wickedness, and thine iniquities infinite? For thou hast taken a pledge from thy brother for naught, and stripped the naked of their clothing. Thou hast not given water to the weary to drink, and thou hast withholden bread from the hungry. But as for the mighty man, he had the earth, and the honorable man dwelt in it. Thou shalt send widows away empty, and the arms of the fatherless have been broken. Therefore snares are around about thee, and suddenly fear troubleth thee, or darkness that thou canst not see, and abundance of water covereth thee. Is not God the height of heaven, and behold the height of the stars? How high are they? And thou sayest, how doth God know? Can he judge through the dark cloud? Thick clouds are a covering to him that he seeth not, and he walketh in the circuit of heaven. Hast thou marked the old way which wicked men have trodden, which were cut down out of time, whose foundation has overflown with a flood, which said unto God, depart from me, depart from us. What can the Almighty do for them? Yet he filleth their house with goods, and the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The righteousness see it, and glad, and the innocent laugh them to scorn. Whereas our substance is not cut down, but the remaint of them the fire consumeth. Acquaint now myself with him, and be at peace. Thereby God shall come upon thee. Receive, I pray thee, the law from thy mouth, and lay his words upon thine heart. If thou return from the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. Thou shalt put away iniquity far from the tabernacles. Then shalt thou lay up gold as dust, and the gold of Ophir as the stones of the brooks. Yea, the Almighty shall be thy defense, and thou shalt have plenty of silver. For then shalt thou have a delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto God. Thou shalt make thy prayer unto him, and he shall hear thee, and thou shalt pay thy vows. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light of thine shall shine upon thy ways. When man shall cast down, and then thou shalt speak, there is lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. He shall deliver the island to the innocent, and it is delivered by the purest in thine hands. Job 23. Then Job answered and said, even today is my complaint bitter, my stroke is heavier than my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat. I would order my cause before him, and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me, and understand what he would say unto me. Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he would put strength in me. There the righteous might dispute with him, so should I be delivered forever from my judge. Behold, I go forth, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand, there he doth work, but I cannot behold him, and he hideth himself in the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knoweth the way that I take. Then he hath tried me. I shall come forth as gold. My foot hath held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed his words of his mouth more than my necessary food. But he is of one mind, and who can take him? Who can turn him? And what is his soul desireth, even that he doeth? For he performeth the thing that is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. Therefore I am troubled at his presence. When I consider, I am afraid of him. For God maketh my heart soft, and the Almighty troubleth me, because I was not cut off before the darkness, neither hath he covered the darkness from my face. And that is the end of today's reading. Folks, stay with me, and we will get through this Bible in 1 year. About 15 minutes at a time is all it takes. If you could spare that every day, we will get this done. And I promise you, you will reap rewards for having read the Bible. And you may hear from God about your life, or you may see parts of your life with a different perspective. I know I recently was just listening kind of mindlessly to some preachers playing on YouTube, actually. And one of them talked about the Lord's Prayer and how, not the Lord's Prayer, the Sermon on the Mount, and how he had lost his job. And he was coming home from work, and the way his wife responded and his children responded to his job loss. just built him back up again and helped him realize just how important family is, and how little really the job means. It's a means to pay your bills, but it wasn't his world. It wasn't his everything. His wife and his children were. And he was reading the Sermon on the Mount. And as he was reading that, parts of that just hit me really hard in a way that it's never hit me before. I have lost several positions, professional positions in the past because of my conservative Christian views. I just did not. Me and some of the folks at the offices have not always done well. And not because they were bad people, but because they had very, very different views on the world than I did. And I had a difficult time doing some of my required tasks because I didn't agree with some of the office rules and things that were required of me. And they would sometimes be just absolutely gobsmacked at how I saw things, because I would be like, I'm so sorry, I can't, no, I can't do that because I don't feel like that's the right thing to do. So anyway, just listening to someone else read the Bible, just God spoke to me and said, it's a blessing to you when they speak ill of you because of me. And that's what had been happening to me in several positions I've had in the past. And I hope that something that I read blesses you, and if it does, I would appreciate you giving the video a thumbs up. Maybe consider subscribing, and put a comment on how it blessed you, or how some of the wording or the reading has impacted your life or given you a new perspective on something. All right, thanks so much. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow for tomorrow's reading.